Hello kids. Today we will discuss a very interesting chapter which is very important for exam point of view also, called interests. So, have you heard about interest? You must have heard about interest. Let's discuss. Let's take an example, easy for you, okay? Don't take stress at all. We have an example. Suppose you want to buy a house, beautiful house of which costs around 20 lakhs and you don't have money. What will you do? You will go to the bank and borrow money from there. So you borrowed a money which is around 20 lakhs. Okay. So that money is known as principal in our this topic. So principal is that now you are borrowing that money for 5 years. So that is the time period. Now when you have to pay the money back, you have to pay more money. Like we have to pay now 25 lakhs instead of 20 lakhs. So we are paying how much extra? 25 minus 20. 5 lakhs we are paying extra money to the bank. So that 5 lakhs which we are paying extra is known as interest. And I am talking about simple interest as interest is of, see, interest is of two types. One is simple interest, which is also considered as only interests sometimes when they are not saying anything, so it means it is simple interest. And another we have is compound interests, CI we usually say, and here SI or IOs. Okay, so I was talking about the simple interest, in which the extra money we are paying is called as interest. And let me introduce with the terms principal, the money we borrow, or sometime we can say we lent it also, lent it out. So principal, there we have rate of interest also, and we have T for time period. P stands for principal, R stands for rate of interest. Actually, rate of interest is different. Like in each and every bank you go, rate of interest is like 7%, somewhere it is 8%, somewhere it will be 9%. So that is called rate of interest. And time period. And simple interest depends on these three factors and make a formula for interest, which is P into R into T by 100, where T should be in years, not in months. Okay, so this is the interest. Now what is amount? Amount is the, when you are paying back to that bank 25 lakhs, the principal you are paying, which is 20 lakhs, and you are paying something extra also, that is interest. So you are paying the money which is known as amount to the bank. So amount is nothing but the sum of principal plus principal and interest. Okay, now let's understand rate of interest more. Suppose 100 rupees I am taking loan from the bank, 100 rupees, and it is for 8%. It is on 8%. So what is the 8% of 100 is what? 8 rupees. So 8 rupees I have to pay extra to the bank. Okay, so rate of interest is that. Now come to the compound interest. How the compound interest is different from simple interest? It is a name actually. Simple interest may rate of interest is same for every year, and one more thing actually, principal remains same throughout the years. But in case of compound interest now, principal doesn't remain same, it goes on increasing as we go by the year also. So principal keeps on increasing. See, if we increase the principal, so interest will also go and increase. So first point, actually there are two methods of finding compound interest also. First method by simple interest method. By simple interest method means we will use this formula, like I equals to P into R into T upon 100. We will do only the principal will change year by year. And the second method is what, which is quite easy by using a direct formula for compound interest. And the formula is what? A equals to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. N is nothing, just number of years. Here what is P for? Principal, R for rate of interest, and N is what? Number of years. And this is the formula for amount. Okay? And for compound interest, what we do? Amount minus principal. So from the direct formula also we can find out the compound interest. Now see, there is one more thing. This is the formula when the interest is compounded annually. Annually means yearly. Okay? Yearly the rate of interest is fixed and the principal is fixed. For in that case we will use this formula. But sometimes they say compounded half yearly. In this case, this is the case in that. Okay, in this case what we do, rate of interest is get halved and number of years will become double, because we are talking about half years. In 1 year if I say, how many half years we have? 6 months and 6 months. How many years? 2 years. So 1 का हुआ 2. ऐसे ही, so in case of compound interest, the formula becomes 1 plus R by 2 into 100 raised to N into 2. Time gets doubled and the rate of interest get halved. So we have two formulas, compounded annually and compounded half yearly. There is one more formula for compound interest. What is the formula for that? See, there is another concept and question comes in exam. क्या आता है वो? That is important for competition purposes also. And the third formula we have, suppose the rate of interest is changing year by year. Let's the rate of interest for the first year is R1. Rate of interest for first year. And second में, suppose someone is taking loan from the bank and he is paying rate of interest पहले में 6%, then 10%, then 12%. So every time the rate of interest getting changed. They can give you the rate of interest for many years, but I am considering for 3. In that case, the formula is what? Amount equals to P 1 plus R1 upon 100 for the first year. For the second year, it will be 1 plus R2 by 100. For the third year, so just multiply this, and if we have many years, so it will go on multiplication. So this is the formula when rate of interests are getting changed year by year. So I hope this time the concept is more clear to you and you guys are more confident. Thank you so much.